Hey everyone, I'm Almar of almarsguides.com, and this is part 3 of my Kenshi walkthrough. So this is a direct continuation of part 2. In this part, what we're going to be doing, or rather, at the end of part 2, we just bought a pack mule, and we just arrived at the town of Admag, which is the Shek capital. So, our pack mule actually comes with a Garu backpack, so we don't have to outfit it with the one we stole at the end of the other part. However, what we are going to do is we're going to put some food inside of the Garu's backpack. Specifically, the food we were carrying around, because it's better that he holds it, because we can just eat it out of his backpack instead of us having to, one of our characters having to carry it around. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to head inside the bar too, and we're going to offload some of the stuff we've been looting. Man, there's a lot of hives in here. So this animal skin actually sells for a decent amount. Instead of using it for leather, what I'm going to do is I'm going to just sell it. Oops, I didn't actually want to end the... I mean, technically, yeah. I guess I had to end it. That's all else I could sell. Okay, let's go to the inn over here. This little bed symbol, the person sleeping on the bed, this is the inn. It's also kind of like the bar in the sense that you can recruit people out of here. Nobody that good. They're all Sheks and they're all low level. So we're going to put more food into the Garu's backpack. And I do realize that for me, I have a stack size mod, which increases the stack size of basically everything in the game because I hate the low stack size, the normally low stack sizes in this game. It's just frustrating and annoying. That is one of the only mods that I use for my game is the stack size mod. That and increase the squad size mod, but I kind of wish I didn't install that because it kind of I overdid it with my other file, with one of my other files, and I created a squad of like 80 characters, and it was way too much to micromanage, and it kind of just like made the game not fun. So this is one of the better armor merchants. You can see they have a decent selection. Right now, oh, that's a specialist. So that is a specialist quality, and it only costs 1,700, which I think I'm going to buy it. Let's see if they have any other high quality like that. Nope. And these are worth buying too, the research blueprints, but not right now. Right now I'm struggling. Well, let me actually sell some other stuff while I'm here. I'm struggling for money too much in general. It's not a good time for me to buy that stuff. Adventuring supplies and the general goods store. So I'm going to be able to buy some leather here and iron plates, hopefully. Adventuring supplies won't have that, I guess. Sometimes I think in some towns they do. Nothing really good. I mean, he has some books that I could buy, but I'm too hurting for money. So he has a decent amount of leather, more leather than Squin, but still not a large amount. So let's buy the leather, 3,700. Eek, I'm getting low in money. 2,600. So if our mercenaries walk away from us in the next 24 hours, we won't be able to pay them. Which they are going to walk away from us in the next 24 hours. So I'll sell that, sell these. Now we have enough to pay for our mercenaries. So the main reason I'm buying that stuff is because I want to continue leveling weaponsmithing as well as armor working on my characters, armor smithing. I need leather and fabric for armor smithing, and I need iron plates for weapon smithing. In this game, you can only make the best weapon. Well, in this game, there's a legendary rank of weapons, and there's one weapon of each of this legendary rank called Me Too. MEITOW. It's probably pronounced differently than I'm pronouncing it, but I call it Me Too. And wait, did I lose my... No, I didn't. That's weird. It shows the green dot there above AdMag. I guess one of my mercenary characters got stuck up there or something. Usually it shows that, letting you know where they are. Anyway, there's this legendary rank of weapons in this game called Me Too weapons, and there's one of each. So there's one Me Too Falling Sun, one Me Too Katana, etc., etc. However, you can make weapons up to Edge Type 3, which is the second highest rank behind the Me Too. And you cannot buy... Well, you can buy weapons, I think, that are Edge Type 3. However, it's super duper duper rare to find them like that. And normal vendors won't have them. You would have to go to some specialist vendor for it. I think the only vendor I personally recall seeing one was in Mongrel. However, like Flats Lagoon might be a good spot to check for a very good quality one. And it's going to probably be one of those things like once you buy it, they won't restock it. So keep that in mind. However, if you have a weaponsmithing character, they will be able to make weapons as good as Edge Type 3, like I said, which is better than anything you can buy and also more reliable than anything you can buy because you can specifically tell your character what you want him to make. Like if you want to outfit all of your characters in Falling Suns or Foreign Sabers, that's easy. You can just do that. So right now, where I'm heading back to is I want to go back down to this way station down here. I'm about to start speeding things up a decent amount, and after that I want to go back to Squin. And before then, I want to have at least one big fight where a few of my characters get knocked unconscious and or get knocked out. And the reason for... or get knocked unconscious or get hurt. Hopefully no severed limbs, though. The reason for that, though, is... I'm trying to level toughness right now more than anything. So right now we're just like basically fast forwarding. Actually, there's not much reason for me to go to this way station down here because it's not like I can afford anything there anyway right now. So when you're venturing outside the walls, what you, well, I'm talking like this is Attack on Titan. When you leave town and you go outside of town, out of the safety of, you know, town, what I'd recommend you do at the start of the game is recruit these mercenaries. You've seen me get them in part 1, but I haven't shown you them yet in part 2. This is the little ragtag crew of mercenaries that you can hire basically at any bar, or I'm pretty sure sometimes at inns as well. And you can also find them at, like, loan bars. Like, Way Station, this is kind of a bar that's out of the way. And you also have one above the hub called Rebel Base. Sometimes you can find them there, too, at the Rebel Base to hire. You can also find them at the hub as well. And the reason these guys are so important is because they will offer you a good solid amount of protection from against wiping. If so long as you basically don't wipe, you're coming out ahead. Or even if you do wipe, if you can get all of your characters to stand back up and survive the fight, you're more or less good. The only times you truly lose in this game are if you die when you're fighting slavers. Well, if you get knocked out when you're fighting slavers, because then they'll kidnap you, put you into slavery, and then you have to escape slavery, and it's this whole ordeal. Or you just reload your save file if that is your preferred method of preventing that outcome. Or if you lose when fighting a pack of wild animals, that's usually when death becomes inevitable, especially if you're fighting beak things, because they'll just eat your bodies. You'll end up losing at least a few of your characters before they get full and walk away. Or a few limbs. And there's some other enemies too that will either pick you up and steal you or finish you off, in a manner of speaking. Here comes a pack of something walking towards me. That's the bone dogs we wiped out earlier. So let's head back towards Squin in a big way. Oh, there's a pack of bone dogs. I thought we wiped them out. Well, apparently they respawned, even though it says 0 out of 0 residents. So we're going to engage in combat. This pack mule, let me show you toughness. He took 2 hits so far, and he's already raised up toughness almost to 2. As you can... He got knocked unconscious. That's weird. His bar, like, majorly jumped around right there, like it was going to go up a few ranks, but then it didn't. So combat is pretty straightforward in this game. I don't get... where are my mercenaries? Did they dip? Yeah, they did. Jerks. They didn't tell me that they were leaving, otherwise I would have stopped and gotten them. That's cool, though. I survived all on my own. One a tip that I gave in part 1 of this video is loot animals after you kill them immediately, and it will kill them instantly. Also, you can strip humanoids of their armor and their weapons, which will... It won't kill them, but it'll at least make them basically useless. They'll just flail around and punch you, and they'll also take full damage because they have no weapons and armor. If they're a martial artist, though, it won't hurt them that much. Did everybody run out of medkits? Oh my, they did. So I'm going to need to buy some medkits at the way station. Alrighty, so what we're going to do is we're going to pick everybody up, because why not? Oh, there's that one corpse I didn't loot. Yarrick, where are you at? I like to loot them all on the same character. So those mercenaries that left us, they should be heading back towards the way station anyway, because this is where I picked them up. Usually, though, when mercenaries end their contract, they you can immediately talk to the captain again and rehire them no matter where you are. And those Kralls Chosen that are walking up there, we want to stay away from. They're not friendly sheks. What was that? What was I just running towards? Stupid characters. Probably towards that campfire over there, because they, for some reason, have been running towards it to use it to cook meat. This looks bad. He's fine. He's in a coma. He's fine. He's in a coma. Only in Kenshi, right? Okay, so we need some med kits. And we also need to sell some of our stuff, but we have nothing to sell, which is unfortunate. Usually I would stop and farm. Well, we have that to sell. Usually I would stop and farm more money right now through mining. I would usually just mine until I had like a nice little chunk of change. But I'm kind of trying a different approach this time, since I'm doing a guide while I'm doing everything as well. Yeah, I would like to buy those iron plates, but I don't want to dump the money into them, even though I mostly will get the money back. I guess. I'll get the money back. Let me see how much they are each. Each craft takes 2, and it gives, yeah, I'm basically making the money back. Alright, now let's head back to Squin. But before we do that, actually, this is how you, in the bottom right-hand corner, you click on the hammer and nail icon, and you can make some basic stuff here. Like, you can make these campfires. Also, you can make mercenary tents, scrap tents, like this. Basically, and then you can put, under those, you can do camp beds, which require the sleeping beds. And they will allow you to make, like, basic things when you're out in the field, when it comes to crafting. So in order to place the meat in the fire, what you do is you just mouse over and then issue command to the fire, and then they will place any raw meat in their inventory into the fire. Yo, is he stealing my crap? I wonder if that's the mercenary captain that I hired. I think it is. But either way, like, not cool, man. He just, like, walks up to my fire. And that's one that I placed there, too. Oh, it's the mercenaries that were following me. Now they come back after I take out all of the bone dogs by myself. Nice job protecting me, guys. Yeah, you earned your money all right. I was wondering why it never said the contract ended. That's silly. That really is silly. We'll just fast forward and spend, I probably will let them go back when their contract ends. Unless there's anything around that I can fight. Right now I'm more interested in getting the food, though. Meat is really, really, really good. Dried meat in particular. It's cheap. It's also gives a bit of nutrition. Or gives enough nutrition to keep you, like, just barely fed. Main appeal, though, is it's cheap. It's really, really cheap. There we go. I have a decent amount of food now. Now I just need to find more bone dogs. If I actually want more bone dogs, what I can do is I can go up to, like, Ocaran's Gulf up there. It's a bit of a run. We'll skill up my athletics, though. I should do that after I rehire the mercenaries. Who's that walking over there? Shek Warrior. Don't want to attack him. That'll make me hostile to Admag and Squin, which is where my house is right now. This right here was the location of the first base I ever made. Some iron and copper around, and it was right next to Squin. However, that base kind of, it didn't turn out good because it was in the confines of the Sten Desert, and that, got me messed up. So here's the Traders Guild up here. They come in this large... Sorry, don't like talking over the sound when it gets this loud. they come in this large convoy, which is pretty darn well protected. We can't take them out just yet. However, in the future, when you can take out those trader caravans, that's a very good haul of loot. And if you're worried about upsetting the Traders Guild, they're allied with the United Cities, who are a slave faction in this game. So I wouldn't worry too much about upsetting them. It depends on how you plan on playing the game. I usually kill the slavers though, and join up with Tinfest. But you might want to like ally with like the Holy Nation or whatever it may be, or the United Cities. Vane right here. Vane is like a teen zone. There's gorillas in here and beak things that you have to watch out for. Beak things, they're like one of the bread and butter enemies of Kenshi. They're one of the most notable enemies of Kenshi. I mean, they're also kind of like a bread and butter enemy of Kenshi because you can find them almost everywhere. So what I'm actually going to do now is I'm going to go into Vane a bit, and we're going to avoid all beak things until we get to a Hive Village, and also avoid all gorillas until we get to a Hive Village. And once we get to a Hive Village, we're going to let the guards kill everything that charges us, which is going to be a lot. I want to get to this Hive Village over there, because that's on the border of the border zone. And once we're... Oh, there goes a pack of beak things right by us. So this is a beak things right here. They might not seem like much because they don't have the best stats. They do have a lot of health, though, so keep that in mind. Look at their health here. All of their limbs have about 330 health, which is quite a bit. And they always travel in large packs. Not only that, but they have very many AoE attacks. So even characters that aren't fighting them, if you let all of your characters run up to the beak things in one big group, they're going to all get AoE'd while one character is fighting them. However, since my game is a little bit different because I have I did the game editor that comes with the game, and I changed it so 3 characters can fight one enemy at a time, and also 3 enemies can fight one of my characters at a time. In my opinion, it makes it a little bit more realistic that way. It does make it more challenging, though, or easier if you Zerg enemies with a whole bunch of characters. So this is a Hive Village. The Hive in Kenshi are a unique faction of bug people, I think. A few of their towns have these shops. This is a limb shop. If you ever have a character that loses a limb, you can come here and you can buy one from these guys. These are one of the only people that will sell limbs in the game. The only other ones are skeletons. Where's the other shop? They also have this general goods shop. Also, one cool thing about their shops is they're open 24/7. Here's his selection of goods. As you can see, he has a lot. Cool. They actually have these for sale. Lanterns of Radiance. These are important. They allow you... Actually, I don't think they do anything at all. But they're like the only thing that goes in the belt slot. Well, actually, I think they give you like light when you use them. Sorry, hiccups. You can see, though, these vendors have quite a bit for sale. a large variety of a whole bunch of different stuff. So what we want to do here is we want to, here's a gorilla. And as you can see, he's messed up. He's seen better days. So we're going to attack him and take him out. One hit, bam. He dropped 6 leather. So that's like 1,200 cats right there. What we want, though, is we want a group of beak things to attack the hive here. If such a thing is going to happen while we're doing this video. Here's another Grillo. This bad boy is going to be full health, though, I think. So, or almost full health, right? Yeah, full health. So it's going to be a bit of a fight. These guys hit hard. But they are... and you can see they do some AoE attacks there too. I should probably drop these characters because they're not so injured that they can't fight. And I'm going to let the pack mule fight too because he needs some toughness. He needs to take some hits. Remember, right now our main goal is to raise our toughness. So characters taking hits is okay. It's actually preferred. I want the Grillo to do a lot of damage to people like this. The longer we stay here, the more enemies that will patrol into town. And even if there's a gorilla, you can see he's patrolled into town and he's fighting right now. The guards will never loot these enemies either. There you go. They took him out. Beak things are what I want most of all. And if we ever need safety, we can just run directly east and be back in the border zone in no time. Though you will have to be careful, though. Don't just run carelessly east because beak things. There we go. Contract with the Mercenary Guild has ended. Finally. So we have 4,000 cats, which means we can still rehire them, which I am going to do. See how the text bubble is right next to them? So I can run over to them like this right after the contract ends and talk to them again and hire them immediately again. This is useful because a lot of adventures take longer than 2 days. No beak things. Unfortunate. Sometimes it happens, sometimes it doesn't, but sometimes in some of the hive villages, especially the ones along the river right here, a lot of beak things wander into camp. And they usually just run at the hive village, and then it's an all-out bloodbath, and beak things are everywhere. Corpses of beak things are everywhere. And there's lots of loot to get. Where's my mercenary guild? There they are. They're just slow. There should be some bandits nearby, though. Where do I want to go back into Vane? What are these? Nope, there's some bandits. We can head up to Akron's Gulf. Heading into Holy Nation territory, I can show you that too. Heading into Holy Nation territory isn't the best idea, though, because I have a lot of Shek in my party, and the Holy Nation will attack Shek on sight because they'll want to enslave them. So I don't really want to fight the Holy Nation, which means I'll have to be evasive when I enter. And by evasive, I mean avoid all Holy Nation people. Any squad of the Holy Nation will need to be avoided at all costs. Because I'm not giving my Shek up to slavery. I like Kang, I like Rain the Giant, and the majority of my team are Shek right now. And some of the best people on my team are Shek. Come on, Mercenary Guild. Okay, they're right behind me. Ideally, what we could find in Akron's Gulf that would be good to kill is bone dogs, as well as wild bulls. If we could find a pack of wild bulls, that would be nice too. Okay, I'm gonna save too because we're coming up on a terrain where it's not 100%. It's hard to see what's around me. See, there's a patrol down there of Holy Nation. Holy Nation Outlaws up there. See, here's a patrol of the... no, that's a patrol of Hungry Bandits. Which actually would be good to fight. And now they're hard to see because of the foliage that popped in. So there's another group of Hungry Bandits walking along there too. Good, they see me. Cool, I aggroed the other ones up there too. So let's actually run up here because we can have an all-out war between both groups. Now I just have to keep an eye out for Holy Nation. I would have preferred bone dogs, but this is fine. It still gives me... Oh no, is that Holy Nation? No, it's Hungry Bandits. Holy Nation is far more than I can handle right now, though. Right now, the idea is basically go out into the world, fight stuff, get beat up, raise toughness, raise combat skills, return home when needed to recover. Which I want a fight that's hard enough for me to actually return home. There's some wild bulls right here. Finally. So these guys are going to be pretty darn hard, and they're going to mess me up. Probably going to knock out 2 to 3 characters. And the loot will be decent too, because they'll drop a lot of meat, leather. So there goes 1, 2, 3, 4. I think there was 5, 6. Nice. So that is exactly what I wanted. They knocked out the majority of my squad. And the mercenaries, I think, too. No, the mercenaries, I think, are still alive. I think they're healing me. And now we're going to loot all of the bulls before they start getting back up. Keep an eye out for Holy Nation, because that would be the worst case scenario if they found me now. Who's that walking over there? Double? Part of the drifters? No, he's not going to bother me. What is that walking over there? Please don't be... Okay, Hungry Bandits, I can handle them. Start picking up characters here, because I'm gonna have to start carrying people home. Okay, let's see who can move. Barely anybody. Everybody's going slow. East Ham is down. So Holtberg is going to have to pick up Griffin because he's moving too slow. And this is basically how you get back home when everybody's injured. Anybody who's limping, you have to pick up. Anybody who's unconscious, you have to pick up. And make sure everybody has med kits. Everybody should heal, because you never know who's going to be hurt, who's going to be knocked out. So have everybody heal. And then once people are injured and unable to fight anymore, you have to go back home and rest in your beds. If you ended the same way I did at the end of part 1 of my walkthrough, you got a house and you got at least 4 beds in it. You can do more, you can do less, but 4 is optimal. Actually, more is optimal because you have 10 characters, but 4 is a decent amount to rotate through. Few characters can focus on trade skilling, few in the resting at a time, yada yada. The alternative is you can buy sleeping bags from a merchant, which is actually good to keep some sleeping bags on you at all times as well, because keeping some sleeping bags on you will... Why is Arwick going so slow? Oh, I see. He's raising strength, though, so I'm actually content with that. His strength is really, really low. So right now, our goal is to basically get home without anything else attacking us. Or the Holy Nation bothering us. Which I guess we should... if we go through Vane, we'll... If we go through Vane, there's a chance we'll encounter some guerrillos. If we go through the Holy Nation, there's a chance we'll encounter a Holy Nation patrol. One guerrilla probably isn't... Well, one guerrilla is probably the end of the world right now. Unless my mercenaries can fight it. Which, yeah, I think they can. So there's a guerrilla up there heading kind of towards us. I think this is the border zone over here, yeah. So this would actually be safest if we just cut over to the border zone. Avoid those guerrilla patrols. We could probably take it, but I don't want to get more beat up than I already am. Even though that would actually be probably good. Because like I said at the end of the other video, the more you get knocked out, the more your toughness will go up. Getting knocked out benefits you a lot more than just getting hurt. I think his strength has gone up twice so far. And that's one of the reasons, too, that I like having some characters lag behind, carry extra stuff like that. Just a random character that carries the loot, and then he can level up his strength. My pack mule's getting too badly messed up every single fight. Because I'm actually having him fight. Also, one thing about animals in this game, when you buy them, they usually start out as pups. The super, super young animal. However, the longer you have it, the more it'll grow up. It'll turn teen, and then it'll also turn into adult, and then usually it'll turn into elder after that. And each time it grows up, it will gain a percentage bonus to, I think a multiplicative bonus to its stats. So that is basically the best way for it to level up, I guess, is by growing up. So this is the hub. And this isn't home, so there's not much we can do here, but it is a nice spot to save. Nice midway point. And let's continue here to Squin. Dust bandits. What is attacking me? Dust bandits? Gosh darn it. Oh, well, this is actually fine, because if I get more knocked out and more injured here, that's fine. That's actually good, because I'll get more toughness up. And I also still have my mercenaries protecting me, too, so. The mercenaries just take off over to fight the other dust bandits. Okay, so dust bandits actually have items worth grabbing. Unlike the hungry bandits, the dust bandits actually have equipment. So, I know, Arwick, you're like so overloaded, but that's okay. We're going to offload you in a second. What is this? Nomads? Indeed it is. So what we're going to do is actually, this is like perfect timing. No. Come back, Nomad. Aw, man, he's not going to. Darn it. He doesn't, though, does he? He doesn't have an actual vendor, so I can't actually like buy or sell to him. I can only buy the pack animals. Forgot. Where are you, Griffin? Oh, there's Griffin. He's limping on back towards us. The mercenary captains are still running around over there killing crap. It's beautiful. Sometimes the Dust Bandits do that too. They play dead just like you do. That's also why it's usually good to loot humanoid enemies. This is basically the start of Kenshi, though. I mean, it's kind of repetitive at this point. You need to do this a lot. You need to do this for probably a couple of hours. Unless you decide to cheese raising your stats, which there are a few ways to cheese raising your stats. However, that kind of goes against why most people play the game. There's a few YouTubers, though, that teach you stuff like that. Like, there's a YouTube channel for Kenshi called Neo Coddle, or I think that's how it's pronounced. He does a bunch of good videos. A lot of my characters are out of their comas now, too. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put everybody down. Like, Eastham runs around just fine. She's out of her coma. Which is good because I wanted her inventory. That mercenary captain is finally limping back towards me. It's good that I stopped for him to catch up, though, actually. Oh, and when you hire mercenaries, one thing to make sure of is make sure you don't loot the mercenaries, because then you'll piss off their faction. Everybody else is fair game, though. Alright, those are about all the Dust Bandits. So, let's pick up Griffin, because I don't have time for his antics. Decent strength leveling up. Everybody running in there, both encumbered and carrying other people. Well, actually, only one person is being carried, I guess. So this is what we want to go to the bar. And we're going to offload all of the loot we just got. And maybe buy a few things, too. He's only got 1 leather and 6 iron plates, but that's fine, I guess. We need the med kits. That seems to be all I want of value off this vendor. So everything else will just be me zeroing out his money. And as you can see, those animal horns have a decent value too. The ones we got from the wild bulls, you can sell them for 150 gold each. Cats each. So we got everything I wanted from him. So should I go to Rebel Base or should I go to Squin? Let's head on back to Squin, I think. That's heading towards the Rebel Base, isn't it? Yeah, I guess let's go to the Rebel Base. I still got my mercenaries protecting me. They have a vendor here, which I want to use. Hungry bandits are attacking. Where is Arwick? There we go. 7,000 left. 9,000 left. Okay. He off. The meat is still weighing him down quite a bit, but at least he got everything else off of him. Now we have to get into a big fight with the bandits. Hungry bandits aren't worth looting because they got like total crap on them. So we're just going to leave those bodies there. And we need to head back to Squin because we're beat up. Where's Arwick? Okay, Arwick is still dragging behind because he has all of that in his inventory. Is this more bandits that we're going to fight? No, Holy Nation Outlaws. I don't want to actually fight them because that rebel base that we just visited is Holy Nation Outlaw faction. So I don't want to upset them too much. So let's see if there's still some Dust Bandit corpses here. Oh, this is actually a good thing I can show you. See, when you defeat a Dust Bandit camp, such as the one you've seen me beat earlier before we went to the hub and sold, they will have these sleeping bags all over the place. And these sleeping whatever they are, what are they called? Camp beds? No, that's not what they're called. Sleeping bags. There you go. They have these all over the place. Usually enough for every single bandit, which is usually like 15 plus. The reason I bring these up is because you can use them and sleep in them like this and recover. So long as the Dust Bandits are dead, you don't have really anything to worry about. It is worth mentioning if you stay here until night, or rather if you attack the Dust Bandit camp during the day and you stay here until night, you'll usually get attacked again because there is a patrol that comes back at night. Almost always when you're at one of these bandit camps. There's a squad of like 10 to 15 that patrol around during the day and the rest of them stay at camp. So let's see if there's any more Dust Bandit bodies around, which I don't know if... I don't think there are, and that's a weird glitch. Graphical glitch. So let's... Usually what I do in a situation like this is I wait to see who the most wounded character... Or I check to see who the most wounded character is. So it's Rucka right here. She's the most wounded. I will fast forward time and I will wait until she heals a decent amount. And then that usually is my clue that everybody else has healed a decent amount to move on to. So right now I want her left arm to heal. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to start tabbing through characters and see who the most healed is. Because then I can put Griffin in a bed. So like Arwick is probably the most healed out of them all. So I will put Griffin Come on, Griffin, lay down. Because Griffin's leg is pretty messed up. Usually this is best to do when you're away from a town. Right now we're pretty close to a town, so it's not as useful for us to go out and do this. I could actually go to the hub too, and I can buy some of the abandoned buildings in the hub and use them for what I want. So right now I would like Griffin's leg to get to maybe 25 to 30, and then I guess we can go to Squin. I'll have to pick him up again, but I don't feel like sitting here all day either, so. So this video has been going on about an hour. When we get back to Squin, there's a little bit more that I'm going to explain to you. I'll give you a rundown of my building there, which I do in my walkthrough, my written walkthrough on my website, and we'll explain a bit more. Also, I want to show you some easy methods for basically, I guess, skilling up. So let's see. Cool, everybody's moving at a decent pace now. So if you want to raise athletics and you start out as a wanderer, in my opinion, the best way to do this is with these cliff faces over here. Arwick is still quite a bit encumbered from all of that. What is this? Oh, cool. These dust bandits are at their camp. So we're actually going to raid these dust bandits again because we just recovered a bit. And we're right next to Squin, so we can actually raid the dust bandits and then go back home. And we still have our mercenaries under contract too, which is extra good because then they'll help us fight the dust bandits. Otherwise, we wouldn't be able to survive the dust bandits at all. So let's see. Let me pause real fast and let's click on Almar. His toughness is 22 and 25% through. So there you go. He just got hit and it went up 4%. The pack mule is a little bit different because he's still a pup, but his toughness is going up a decent amount. Kang, since he has toughness that is 35, it's not going to go up as much if he even gets hit. I'm fast forwarding now until he gets hit. So it went up 1% when he got hit, which isn't that, yeah, like I said, not that much. And the reason that's also like that is because he's fighting enemies that are so below him as far as skill goes. Like these guys have like half the stats Kang does. And you'll see there, based on my performance against the Dust Bandits earlier in the video, we did a lot better. And that's because of our toughness skilling up. Almar's a bit encumbered, so let's switch to Holtberg and we'll start looting on him. Basically, when I loot, what I usually do is I just, where is Holtberg? Oh, he ran back to town to start working. That's funny. Well, I'll let Holtberg run all the way back here so he gets his athletic skill ups for being a pain in the butt. And then I'll let him run all the way back because I think it's funny. Hold on, I want to load Holtberg up with some stuff before he goes all the way back. Griffin, time to load you up with some goodies. This is the pain in the butt part of dealing with the dust bandits. When they wake up, if they are just playing dead, they'll catch you stealing their stuff, and then it'll kick you out of the loot window, and you'll have to like knock them out again, and it's a big pain in the butt. And that was the other group of dust bandits arriving, or another group of dust bandits arriving. I think that was a patrolling group. Few characters are probably going to get knocked out here. Nope. So I'm going to load up the pack mule too. He's still lightweight. He's not even encumbered. He's only at moderate weight right now. It is hard to encumber pack mules, which is a good thing. Ooh, Almar's guys is pretty messed up. Seems like the rest of my crew went back to Squin too. They all ran away. They probably low on food, so they went back to Squin for food. I don't think anybody has what I can do though. Switch to a few of them in town. And then I can vendor real fast. Who else is in town? Holtberg and Ruka. Is that it? Nope. Rain and Maoi. For some reason, my pack mule keeps getting set as he's in combat, too. Yeah, I didn't think it would let me sell. Let's see. Left foreleg, but he's still moving pretty fast. 11 miles per hour. I don't know if I feel comfortable sending him back to town alone, though. Let's do it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to run the pack mule back and forth from town. And fun fact, pack mules actually don't get flagged by guards. So if you want to steal everything from a town, you can put it all on the pack mule and run him out of town. And the guards won't stop him. But the reason I'm using the pack mule here is because he has a giant inventory. And I can run him back and forth. And what I am going to do is we're going to make people rest here, just in case anything decides to attack me in the interim. And then once we get back to Squin, we'll end the video there, after I explain a little bit about my house. So who, Arwick, you are the most alive person here. Okay, these dust bandits still have items on their bodies. I didn't really want them to fight the pack mule, but unfortunate that the contract with the mercenary guild ended. My other characters should be running out to help me too. Well, that'll cover basically all that's left of the dust bandits here. And then I'll be able to return to town. I'm going to have to buy more first aid kits too. We're getting very low on them. On the upside though, my trade skills are about to start paying off, because my trade skills are almost high enough to where I'm going to start making a profit from them. Until now, it's not been a profit. It's just been raising my trade skills. You don't start making a profit until your trade skills get to about 60, when you start making standard and high quality items. Well, he's packed. And don't worry, once I get back into Squin, this video is going to end pretty soon after that, because I do want to go eat something because I'm starving right now. So I'm going to explain everything in Squin pretty fast. I think that just about does it too, as far as the dust bandits go. No. Okay. Thought that slave monger was trying to get one of my guys. Was about to be upset. That's what happens when you are knocked unconscious, though, and slave mongers find you. They will put you in slavery. And they have pretty good stats, so they're a bit hard for early game characters. So, I actually need a vendor first. No, Holberg, no. You need a vendor. Actually, should probably have picked a different vendor, because this one has already sold quite a bit to me. Or I have sold quite a bit to him. And he's still got 7,000 left. Actually, let me sell this too from Easton. It's just like a undergarment that has no stats on it, so I like to sell it so that spot is blank. That way I know it's nothing good. Do you have any Falling Sun weapons? Oh, you do. Falling Sun is one of the good weapon types in this game, which is why I bought it. The merchant in Squin does sell them occasionally. So what we're going to do is we're going to put some characters into bed. Because they're all messed up. Basically, the most wounded characters go to bed first. Well, actually, Ruka, you can practice your trade skills. The characters that are left alive, what we'll do is we'll hit up the vendors with them. Rain the Giant, you're still good. So what I need is I need first aid kits because my characters have been running out of first aid kits. I need food because I've been running out of food. The best, some of the best food you can buy is that dried meat right there. It's some of the best like nutrition per gold that you can get. The only downside, though, is it barely feeds you, and you have to constantly, like, you go through it like crazy fast. Oh, cool, you did restock with leather. It's annoying when they keep the items that I sold to them in supply, because that blocks up the whole upper portion of the window. First aid kits. Where are your first aid? Oh, there they are. There goes a lot of my money, but that's okay. I need the first aid kits and I need everything else. So let me explain my building so I can end the video and then go eat. Essentially, I have a building with 4 beds in it. That way I can constantly come back to this town and recover in between fights. Research bench is probably the most important thing that you can do in the building, and also the first thing you need to do. Once you build the research bench, you need to go to the vendor and stock it with books right here, research artifacts. Left click on the research bench and you can put books inside of it. In order to figure out what you research, hit T, and it'll bring up this research window just like this. And then you can pick things to research. Like I can research basic first aid kits, sleeping bags, and that will use up all my books. Also, if you want to build new objects, in the bottom right-hand corner, you use the hammer and the nail icon. You seen me use this earlier when I built campfires. But you can pick a bunch of things from here. That leather armor bench that I built over here, you can build this using that window. And also this is how you make leather armor. Leather tanning bench, you can turn hides into leather that way. Pretty useful if you plan to do leather making. Weaponsmith, which you see right here, this is so I can make standard weapons. Right now, the only reason that I am raising weaponsmithing is because I can turn a profit with it. Once I level it up to 60 plus, I can start turning a profit. Also, once I level it up to, I think, 80 or 90 plus, I can start making some of the best weapons in the game. Also, I have to research I have to do a lot of research in order to start making the best weapons in the game as well. That is a prerequisite. Right now what I'm going to do, though, is I'm going to put med kits back on everybody. That way, to make sure every single person has med kits again. Because that is important when adventuring out into the world. Everybody needs med kits. Oops, Rain the Giant has the med kits. The reason I make every single character in my party a medic is because you never know who's going to be unconscious. You never know who's going to be hurt. You never know after everybody gets knocked unconscious who's going to get up first. Just buying more med kits from this guy. These standard first aid kits, they're not worth buying until everybody has a field medic skill of at least 40 or above. As of right now, it's only worth buying these really standard first aid kits. Also, it's worth mentioning, it's almost always worth buying these maps, at least if you're new to the game, because they mark locations on your map. So you know where to explore and what you'll find there. Like this just marked 2 locations in the border zone, it said on my map. Technically, it marked a way station there. And where was the other one? The grid. That actually has an ancient science book down there at the grid. And it's not too hard of a thing to explore. There's some things to explore in the swamp, too, to our south. Which I think is where I'm going to build my first base for this playthrough. And that's really all there is to it. That is the basics. Hopefully this video helped you guys out. Hopefully it answered some of your questions. If it did, be sure to leave me a like because that helps me out. And aside from that, I will catch you guys around in the next part, which is going to cover a little bit more advanced information as far as adventuring goes. Aside from that, though, I will catch you guys around in future Kenshi videos. Peace.